debated one here. Back in the days, men used to hunt. We used to go out there, chase down the antelopes, chase down the giraffe, chase down whatever it was that we were existed. Hunt it down and bring it home. Bring it home for the tribe, bring it home for ourselves, and bring it home for our women. That was our mission. That is how we handled business. We went out there on our horses, on our feet, or whatever animal we had domesticated, and we went out there and caught what was needed and brought it back to the entire tribe. Now, of course, things have changed a lot since then. The modern way of hunting is no longer to go out there and kill whatever it is and bring it home. The modern day is the way of harvesting. That's the act of planting seeds, nurturing them until they grow, then taking that fruit or that harvest and sharing it with the world and our community, either via direct consumption or by exporting to others and getting reaping the benefits of that trade with the next community, the next village, the next country, the next kingdom. We get the money in terms of either they send us back something else we value or they send us money, the universal currency of exchange and trade, right? Now, that means the modern way of doing things is, of course, economics and capitalism. Communism has been tried, it just doesn't seem to work out very well. In the end, it always gets subverted, it always ends up becoming a dirty business of people turning out to want to be better than others. So that doesn't work. Socialism, on some extent, only if it's mixed with capitalism. Socialism, or some people might misunderstand socialism for capitalism, for communism. Communism and socialism are not the same thing. Communism tries to equalize and equate everybody to the same value, while socialism tends to want to say a society should care about its citizens, its people, and there must be a collective attempt to take care of the needs of the majority over the needs of the individual at times. So that's why Norway, Japan could be considered socialist states versus, for instance, pure capitalism where each man for himself. If you're in bad luck and you got no health care and you are sick or get cancer, hey, too bad, bud. It's your problem, not mine. That's pure capitalism. Well, you can always argue all that, but the point I really want to make is this. As a man, you might be 18 right now. You may be 16. You may be 25. You may be 29. You may be 40. You may be 50. You may be 60. Understand this. As a man, you are responsible for bringing the bacon home. Yes, even if your wife makes some money, you are expected to bring the bacon home. Why? Because it is fundamental. When we evolved out there in the bushes, in the jungles, on the mountaintops, and in the valleys, when we developed as a species, man was the hunter, man was the provider, man was the protector. Yes, women also gathered berries and harvested, but man had the strength to protect the women from other attackers, invaders. The strength that we have, the ability to focus and hunt is critical for our species. But of course, in the modern era, education, equality and all, and women are in the workplace and start making their own money, we start getting this distortion that makes it seem as if men are only there because they provide money, that your only value in the old way, as some people call it, in the 60s, 40s, 30s, and before that, into what can I call prehistory, that man's only purpose was basically to bring food home. It turns out man's function is far greater, far more important. There is something far more valuable that men must do. But that's not what I want to talk about in this video. What I want to highlight, though, is that regardless of all those other fundamentals which are high on Maslow's hierarchy of needs for the female, the most fundamental one is that you must earn money. You must learn and get the skills to maximize the amount of money you bring home. Let us not lie. Let us not pretend. Capitalism is capitalism, and that's the way of the world. A man must make money or he will suffer. A man must bring the bacon home, not just for a woman, but primarily for himself, so that a man can live a great life, a life that is full of everything he desires to have and everything he desires to experience. You have to bring the money home. And you have to do it for yourself because nobody else is going to do it. Nobody's going to take pity on you and bring you millions, tens of thousands, or hire you or employ you just because you feel a certain way. Rather, they will simply say, well, bud, that's your problem, not mine. So you have to understand, you're responsible for yourself. And in a capitalist world, the global trade-based world, you will have to look after you. And looking after you means you've got to earn the money. Stop playing games. It's not about video games. It's not about passion. It's about earn the money. By doing that which society requires to be done for them to decide or them to conclude you're valuable to other people. In other words, the more valuable what you do is to other people, the more money you earn. This is why doctors continue to earn the most. This is why lawyers continue to earn the most. This is why engineers continue to earn the most. Because you know why? They need a lot of education to get what they get. And on top of that, what they do can determine life or death. And a lot of people put a lot of value on being healthy and on living. So you've got to understand that there are those things that people value more, and there are those things people don't value at all. You want to do the things that people value. You want to bring home the biggest bag. You want to stop pretending to yourself that the world will magically love you because you are a great flower lover. The world doesn't care about your flower loving. What value do you bring to the table? What ability do you have that the rest of us benefit from? Your love of flowers has no value to me. Is it? If you can make it valuable to me, then perhaps you can earn income. But if you can't, I suggest you stick to the fundamentals until you figure out a way to make your flower loving valuable to others. Don't be misled by modern media, movies, and all this entertainment that's got you thinking that men don't have to hunt. It's okay to be a house husband. I can guarantee you that men who are house husbands are treated like punks and cheated on consistently. Yes, while you're out there wearing an apron cooking lunch for her because she's gone to work, I can guarantee you once in a while, some other guy is giving her something hard and deep to your disadvantage. Not only does she come home and say, I'm not in the mood because she doesn't find you attractive as a man, it's because somebody else is sliding her something else to keep her busy. That's why you can never, ever really depend on your wife for a long-term period or your girlfriend. You can depend on her for a very short period of time. And when you do, you've got to realize that the more you ask of her in terms of helping you deal with your finances, your money, and whatever else, the less she respects you. The more she starts to think he's not really a man. Because, you know, the standards used to judge men and women are very different. It's okay for a woman to be helpless and to ask for help, and you will never judge her for it. But when it comes to a man, everybody considers it as proof that you are missing the key tenet of manhood, the ability to look after yourself and the ability to provide value to the collective. That is why it is more difficult for men in life. And you have to understand it will be. That is your burden as a man. That is the role you will play as a man. You can try all you want to pretend that that's not how the world works or that people would consider you for you as a human being. Men are never treated that way. Nobody cares about you as an individual. They care about the value you bring to the table. So focus on making yourself as wealthy as possible, not at the expense of other people. I'm not saying being a warlord, be a drug dealer, or any of that. I'm saying that, listen, let's stop playing games. Capitalism is real, and the value that a man must bring to the table is inherent in his definition as a man. And pretending that it isn't is only to your detriment. You will be disrespected by women. You will never seem to be able to hold on to women, and you will never attract the best women. That's the reality. But more importantly, you will never enjoy the life you really want to enjoy. If you really want to smell all the flowers in the world, become rich, and then you can do that to your heart's content and desire. But remain poor, and the only flowers you're going to be smelling are the ones on the street, on the sidewalk that you're sitting on, being homeless. You don't want that for yourself, do you? So, until next time, gentlemen, do more, be more, Become more on your purpose. And I'll see you next time.